FL Studio version 20. What is up, everybody? It is your boy Fry. Today we're going to be looking at some of the new additions as well as bug fixes that are relevant to me. So I am someone who records in FL and mixes pretty heavily in FL. So the first thing, obviously, everyone notices from the top is that, you've got all these new kind of visual additions, which are cool. You can kind of choose between, all these things. I think the fact that now you can have a single line kind of setup is pretty cool from top, just kind of choosing it. I prefer the default layout, obviously, this is cool. The fact that now it's kind of normalized, Windows kind of stuff, but that's not too important. The things that I want to look at are, first of all, how stable is the version? It's pretty stable so far, but the biggest problem I've had is that every time my session auto saves, it freezes a little bit. That could just be because of a buggy plugin. Hopefully, ImageLine can look into that. But the most important thing for me personally is the fact that they have fixed the delay compensation problems. So as you can see right now, I've got this is not going anywhere, right? It's not going to the master. It's going out of my audio interface and then returning. So it is going into this piece of outboard gear. And generally what would happen in the past, if I kind of just disable this and then play the return signal as well as the original signal at once, my bad, you can kind of hear that, there's a huge delay, right? So how do we fix that? If I play it with the vocals, we count up the money, they hop in a rave. It's all over the place, right? So obviously here you go. If I play it, we count up the money, they hop in a rave. It's out of sync, right? So how do we fix that? Now we can actually manually adjust. We could previously, but it didn't work so well. So the way you kind of determine that, if you're interested in like sending your vocals to a compressor and back into FL Studio, or sending some synths out, getting the synths mixed, etc., etc., you can kind of just find out what your buffer length is. Now, as you can see here, mine is 1024 samples. So what you're going to do is going to compute that manually, 1024. And now you can see we kind of got that blue track latency, whatever. We count up the money, they hop in a rave. I fuck on a bitch and I fly to space. Smash. All of the, you know what I mean? So now, cool, we can do some outboard things. I think that's a huge step for ImageLine, because now, it might bring a few more mixes to FL Studio. There's a plane flying past right now, my bad. But, yeah, definitely. I think, we're living in a time now where a lot of DAWs are kind of updating constantly to kind of keep up with the trend. And I think FL Studio really created that trend, because you're seeing Pro Tools becoming vectorized. You're seeing Studio One become vectorized. ImageLine were the first people to do that. So we definitely have to give FL Studio props for that. So far, though, everything has been really nice. Those are the two main things I wanted to talk about. Little layout changes. You've got this new alternative kind of view, which is pretty cool. You've got all this stuff out the way. You can kind of just focus on meters. That's kind of cool. If you have a massive 4K display, you can mess around with that. This is personally my favorite view, though, just due to the fact that we have see, there's the issue right there. Every time it auto saves, it kind of freezes, which is really annoying. Please fix that. Some do's and don'ts that I have noticed if you are planning to upgrade. The biggest problem I had with using version 12, which I'm still on right now, is that a lot of these sessions are not kind of backwards compatible fully. They do open, but there was a crossover where they were kind of getting rid of their 32-bit plugins, right? Which I think Fruity Reverb is one of them. If we can't even look at the kind of stats on this, but I think this is a 32-bit plugin. This is now the 64-bit one. But for example, if you had done a session with the 32-bit reverb and then kind of opened up the new FL Studio something, you might have had a kind of transition delay, or not delay, more so a kind of glitch. It might have, ImageLine would say, or the software would say that, this plugin can't be found when it is a native plugin to FL Studio, which is really annoying. Also, one thing I noticed is I did a kind of mastering session for someone, and I saved the session for FL Studio 20, and then I tried to reopen it in FL Studio 12 and it did not work, right? So that is a big issue that I had. So if you are using this version, it is a separate installer, as you can see right here. Don't keep all your FL Studio 20 sessions as 20 sessions, everything is 12 as 12. It is a separate installer, so you should be fine. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really wanted to get into, man. What I do hope from ImageLine is that they just crease out all the kind of weird bugs that may occur, that have always been occurring, like the autosave thing that you saw earlier. Certain plugins sometimes glitch, but I think that's more on the plugin's behalf. This is an old plugin, but as you can see, it's working well. Plugin Finder works well, so everything's looking good. That's just my kind of update. When the real version comes out, I'll do a major video on that, but for now I think this is pretty cool. I am hyped on mixing in FL. I've been mixing in Pro Tools because I've been kind of sick of what has become the 12 kind of mess, but this is new kind of territory for me, and I hope things go well. So hope you have a good day. If you enjoyed the video, this is kind of just a rant, but drop a like and subscribe. I am back. I've been gone for a while, but new content every week, all day, every day. It is your boy Fry signing out. Peace.